Sebastian Martinez, MMAnytt, here in Houston for UFC 192, where Julianna, the Venezuelan vixen Peña, faces off with Jessica Ai on the main card. So, Julianna, this is a big fight on a big card against a pretty big name opponent. How are you feeling ahead of what is probably the biggest fight of your career, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, this is the biggest fight of my career, and I'm completely stoked. I can't wait, and I'm just excited to get in the cage and get it over with, and looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah. All right, so you're definitely looking way ahead. Now, obviously, everyone was talking about the catastrophic knee injury that you suffered in training that I think for a lesser fighter could have been career-ending, but you managed to power through it. You managed to not only get past it, but come back with a huge win over Milana Durieva. What was your thought process like, and how were you emotionally just getting back from not just the physical recovery, but also the mental recovery?
It was just hard to be laid off for that long and not be able to compete. You know, when you watch these girls on TV and you think, I could beat them, and it's ridiculous that it's not me in there. You know, that part was really mentally frustrating, and I couldn't physically compete, and so that was also frustrating. I knew that once I would get in there and get the ring rust off, that I would be just fine, and I proved to myself that, you know, a knee injury wasn't going to hold me back, and it was going to take a lot more than a knee injury to get me out of this division.
Now, obviously, you got 2 straight first-round knockout wins at UFC, which is probably what got you a very big-name opponent, Jessica Ai, who, I mean, in terms of rankings, is a huge step up from your previous opponents. How do you see her and her style, and how do you feel that you match up against her?
I feel like Jessica's a very strong opponent. You know, none of these girls in this division are easy. They're all trying to go in there and knock my head off. So to me, they are all just as tough as the next one. You know, they're a dime a dozen. The way that I feel like I match up against her is stylistically, it's a wrestler versus a striker type of deal. You know, it's going to be a grind, and I feel like it's going to go the same way that it went with Miesha, except maybe a little bit better in my favor, and maybe I can get the win a lot faster.
Yeah, you almost took my next question right out of me before I said it. I was going to ask about basically like her fighting against Miesha Tate. I guess maybe you took some pointers from that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I've spoke to Miesha several times about it, and we're in good understanding of how the fight is going to go, God willing.
And obviously, since you've got with the Ultimate Fighter and all that, you've got you know Miesha. And I was just thinking, is that do you feel like gives you a big edge that you sort of know her on a good level match? She really will tell you everything and be very truthful with you, and just basically give her all the details about Jessica's game and how she is in the octagon?
I feel like we've just spoke as friends like we always have, and we've always kind of been talking about MMA since I very first started. She's the very first female fighter that I ever met, and we've always remained friends, you know, throughout the years. And so, you know, we always talk about her fights and my fights and all of our fights combined, you know. So, yeah, I've taken some pointers from her, and I listen to what she says, and I take it in stride, you know, and hopefully I can see the process out like we have talked about.
Now, you guys are kicking off the main card. Do you think maybe that's for a reason? Because both of you have pretty exciting fighting styles.
Yeah, I do think that's for a reason, you know, and the best part about it is when people tune in and turn on that pay-per-view on TV, you know, it's not just a USA thing, it's an international thing. And so when they turn on that card, I'm gonna be the first fight that they're watching. And so I think it's an honor, and I'm just grateful and extremely thankful and blessed to be in the position that I'm in.
Now, if everything goes according to plan, you know, God willing, how does the match end on Saturday night?
In my head, I think and prepare for a 3-round, you know, drag-out fight. In my mind and in my heart, I believe that it'll be a first-round TKO, if not, you know, second-round TKO or by submission.
All right, so maybe ideally a repeat of your 2 past fights.
Yes, sir.
All right, and for maybe the fans who aren't as initiated into MMA, who maybe know a lot more about the main event than the rest of the card, why should they make sure to tune in the moment the main card fights to make sure that they don't miss your bout with Jessica Ai?
I just can't imagine why anybody wouldn't want to see, you know, 2 of the world's best female fighters fighting each other. You know, it's going to be a war, and girl fights always seem to steal the show. We got a lot of heart. There's no quit in us, and you know, we're willing to scratch each other's eyeballs out if that's what needs to happen, you know. So I just think that it's something that can't be missed, and it's just going to be such a fireworks type of fight. I feel like it's going to be a barn burner. So I definitely think that nobody should turn away from this fight.
And I think you're completely correct. All right, Julianna, thank you very much for the time. Good luck in the fight.
I appreciate it.